Greetings. I just wanted to make this quickly. I saw Rebecca Lynn's Post video she did this morning or earlier today. It was called Kevin Samuels, quote unquote, "You're average at best, my honest feelings and response." You all need to go watch this video. If you have not seen it, it was very good. Uh, a very good video. I love her. She just really broke it down. So definitely go check out her channel. The channel is called Life with the Popes TV. And she was just basically saying that confidence is quiet, insecurity is loud. And she was crying when she was talking about how the woman must have felt hearing what he said to her. If you, once you enter, please give the video a like. You can leave your comments if you saw it. Oh, hey, Snack Fury. Yes, she spoke pure facts. I want to listen to it again. It was amazing. I love how she talked about, focusing on yourself, getting into routine of meditating. And like she said, so many opinions here on YouTube and social media in general, where this person says this person says that, and it can be overwhelming. I know, girl, I got emotional too, because when he said that to her, like, he was so, I don't watch him often. I used to watch him more, I want to say last year, but he's so jarring to me. I just cannot. I can't, because I would want to come through that computer at that man. But just think if she was suicidal or something, to have someone speak to you in that way, that you're gonna die alone. Well, he called her a bitch, and what's the other word he used? It was just so derogatory. And like Rebecca said, he can't have any love for women. That was so disrespectful. Like, how could he even say he has any genuine care, concern for women? Yeah, I definitely believe he's very bitter. You can look at him, you notice his face. He always looks like he's sucking on a lemon or something. He just looks so just mad at the world, like a mean ass grandpa or something. He's just always looking like, especially when I don't know if he still sip on those Red Bulls, but he does seem like he could be on the DL. I'm gonna admit. Yeah, he was so nasty to say that. So me and my friend were discussing this, and he gave his opinion that she doesn't qualify high value. But I feel like all this high value talk is so dumb. At the end of the day, she wants what she wants. Who is Kevin to say this woman can't have what she wants? She was a cute woman, a beautiful woman. She's not average. I mean, God created us uniquely, right? So we don't need Kevin's permission. Yeah, I would feel the same way. I can't with him. Like, he's so nasty to people. He just has the worst disposition. But definitely, if you all have not seen that video, please go watch it. She made some really good points that women should take heed to, because it seems like we're always in these, not all of us, but a lot of times we're in these male spaces where we're not welcome. And I noticed, like, I stopped, but growing trolling on a lot of men's channels. They be talking to you crazy. They don't really want you there. And like, I see you've been making response videos to Solo TV, and Solo, that's another one. Like, do you remember when he was kind of stalking Shira Seven? Shira doesn't take him seriously, but oh wow, so you're married, okay? Yeah, he's not to be. Kevin is like, he's just negative city. Like, I don't take him seriously, but it's just, but there are some women that will take him seriously though, and that's what's so scary. Hi, I Bramble Bush. What are you saying that for? Oh Lord, the Lord is good all the time. What's on your mind tonight? Yeah, I know high value men, and they do not behave like Kevin. I mean, Kevin, and he just moved to Atlanta recently. So, like, bro, we know what you moved down there for. So you need to chill out. Really need to chill out. Yeah, Sheer 7, a solo. I think he was in love with her at one point because he would always be on her channel just trolling, super chatting. But you know, Sheer, she can handle them. I love her. She's so witty. But I think the new girl he's trolling is Janae. I don't know her channel name, but I just think Solo just has his infatuation for the light skinned women. But one is married. I don't know about Janae, but she don't want him either. How are we hating on Kevin? I Bramble Bush. Please explain. We listening. We are listening. Matter of fact, if you want to get on and speak your piece, hit the link. O'Shea, he is so. I try not to be so negative, but O'Shea is just hard on the eyes. Oh my goodness. O'Shea, have you all seen the other guy? He's an older guy. He's an OG. What's his name? He's in Philadelphia. Obsidian. He's really running with this high value crap. So Bramblebush, you're welcome to get up here of Snack Fury. I'm sorry, I said Snack Fury. Snackery, if you want to get up here, we can discuss this. What instructions is he giving us? Calling us broads, bitches. You know, we love listening to men that are helpful and not rude and not derogatory. He's not telling us how to find a good man. I think he wants a good man for himself. And like that girl that he cussed out, well, the lady that with the viral video, he said she was average at best. She's not average. She don't wear average dress size, like Rebecca said. So it's just like anyone that calls into his show, he finds a way to put them down. The girl that was living with her parents, working for the family business, he put her down, called her a loser. Like, how is she a loser working for her parents' business and living at home with her parents? How's that a loser? Come on, Bramble Bush, bring your ass up here. Y'all have all this smoke for me in the comment section. Yeah, Kevin is definitely bitter. Obsidian is bitter. Solo TV is bitter. Stalking light skinned women. So many weirdos in the manosphere. And then Solo, he let himself go so bad. Like, damn, that dude, like, he gained about 100 pounds. And hair gone, always talking shit. Okay, Bramble Bush, you back? It's so funny. Why do you keep your comments turned off, Snackery? Because I be wanting to comment on your videos. They be cracking me up. But you keep them comments off. It is exhausting arguing with them at times. Because I look at my analytics and mostly men come to my channel. I don't know why. Okay, I won't be on here too long because I'm getting a little tired. But I figured I just make this quick little video because I mean, Rebecca brought that fire. So I wanted to just mention that people should just go check it out. And I see, what's her name? Crystalline, the swirling lady, went live about it. I didn't watch it. I can't. She's triggers me. She really triggers me because I don't see why we have to go to another race of men if we don't want to. Yeah, they can be a lot. I notice YouTube be deleting comments. I be wanting to respond back to them, and YouTube delete certain comments. I just like, man. But that's probably a good thing because I think people can report your comments, and your channel can get knocked down for it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, these guys, they always asking, "What's your dress size? Are you married?" So you say you have a high value man. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Okay, Bramblebush, you need to. It's let's see.
Can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? So you want to talk about Kevin?
Yeah, man. Why you always hating on Kevin? I mean, hold on. Got your broadcast on. I turned the broadcast. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Oh, okay. I heard you in the background. Yeah. So you know, I would listen to your show. You do have an entertaining show. I mean, you are funny. I like your observation and everything.
Okay, I
You know,
appreciate that.
So but you know, I don't understand. You seem like a very intelligent woman, and but you don't you don't understand that that Kevin does bring out some good points, and he does give women um good advice on how to find a man and some of the behaviors that some of you women you know um take on, and that y'all internalized from feminism and the modern culture. And I mean, he actually does give you good advice on finding a man.
Okay,
And I don't understand what's the criticism. I mean, it seems like you criticize on how he delivers the messaging more so than what he you know his actual than addressing his actual arguments.
okay. I'm just processing what you said. I do believe his delivery is very harsh. Yes,
Mhm.
but can you list the good points that he makes because I can't recall any.
Well, I mean, the thing is, nowadays, the culture is, for women to go sleep around. Obviously, women is as their nature is their nature to not be responsible. So women generally do not take accountability for their actions, which
Okay.
is which is normal because that's the way you're made. The way you're made is women are irresponsible, men are responsible. Men are supposed to take responsibility for the woman, and and that's why a lot of times for a women's mistake, they blame men for their mistakes, and why they have this innate ability to not accept accountability, but to blame the men for their mistakes, and because the men are supposed to be responsible
Hmm.
for them, and which is fine. That's how it's supposed to be. But at the same time, women should also, if that's the case, then women should also, if men are responsible, and I don't think men as a whole we reject it. I think some men do, but I think the majority, the masculine men, we understand that we are responsible for the women in our life, and um, so we do accept that responsibility. But at the same time, what we expect that the woman, for her, if she's not going to take responsibility for her actions, that she should um, be under instructions from us, take instructions from us, because well, it's our job to make sure to protect her, to make sure that she doesn't make mistakes, to make sure that she's taken care of, and because that is a man, that's our responsibility. You should, what as a woman, you should be able to submit under our leadership, under our instructions, to say, listen, what we're doing is we're just trying to make the best decisions for you. Now, the modern woman today is taught that, you know, to don't listen to no man. The relationship is a partnership where men and women are both 50-50, equal plane. And um and I think what they do, they get 50-50 mixed up, whereas like I think it's the 50-50 thing is like it's not mis communicated, you know what I mean? Both men and women, they both play a part in a relationship. Men
Right.
have certain responsibilities and women have certain responsibilities, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? But it seemed like our culture is like the women and men is like they're pit um to clash with one another. We shouldn't be a clash. You know what
Right.
I mean? It should be accepted that the man, he has a certain responsibilities, and you as a woman, you have a certain responsibilities, and both have responsibilities. Now it's for both of y'all to accept who is for what responsibilities, and not against to the other, and work together to work together. And your responsibilities are going to be different than my responsibilities. What Kevin is saying is that you know um women, what men want is just, it's simple. You know what I mean? We want, as we're visual creatures, we want attractive wives. We want, our wives to, you know, stay in shape. Now we're not expecting the women to be, nines and tens or anything. But I mean, we are, like I said, we're visual creatures, so we expect whatever woman that we accept in our life to take responsibility for, we expect her to take care of herself. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Let's not say stay in shape, but yeah, it is staying in shape. But you want her to take care of herself, not let herself go. And just like women expect that of a men to take care of ourselves and not let ourselves go. I mean, that's just natural. But it's like when women choose this mantra, we just um, you should set me who I am.
Mm-hmm.
But men don't get that same, we don't get to make that same argument, which is fine because we're again, we're supposed to be responsible.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be responsible for ourselves and for you. So, but then it's like I said, we want women to our wives to be attractive. We want to be agreeable, which cooperate, which means to like I was saying before, work with us. Don't work against us. Work with us. I'm trying to move us to get to this direction. If I'm trying to get us from A to B, I have certain things that I'm trying to do, that I'm trying to take care of on our side. I need you to take care of these things for me on our side. And this might not be, you might look at this and might say, well, this not as glamorous. I'm supposed to be this. I don't listen to you because I'm no, you know, I'm not no slave and blah blah blah. Like, no, listen, I want you to cooperate to say, listen, we're trying to get from point A to point B. I need you to do this. I'm going to take care of this. But nowadays, women fight because they don't want to take that role. They don't want to be submissive. They don't want to. They want to do their own thing, and and that don't work. Um, with the laws, with the um, women are too promiscuous. You know what I mean? They sleep with men. They got nowadays. Man doesn't even know if the child is his half the time. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy, and it's like, and I think Kevin, he just wants to. He's breaking down the He just kind of he's trying to he's basically rejecting all the feminist talk and just saying, like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, let's break it down to basics. You know, for a relationship works, for our relationship to work as a man, this is what we need. This is what men are looking for, and he really is spot on.
Okay.
And I'm glad he started to show that, because he's explaining it to women. This is really not really a man's show. He's really
Mhm.
talking to women, and he's telling y'all the facts. This is what men look for. This is what men want.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And despite what Oprah got to say, and Oprah don't got no man. You
Okay.
know what I mean?
Let me stop you for a second. Not to be rude, but
Okay, sure.
Snackery 420 made some interesting comments. she said, I don't know if you're able to see it. She said, I just don't like how some men in general act like all of us black women are the same and blame all black women for their bad experiences in relationships. And she also goes on to say that some black women actually do take responsibility and accountability, and that she can't relate to a bitter person. But that's true. I mean, it just seems like he generalizes us a lot.
Hmm. Hello?
So
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm sorry.
okay.
What was you saying now?
So yeah, she was just saying she made a good point about that a lot of men generalize all black women, and it seems like with their bad experiences. And we know men have. Did you? Well, let me ask you this: have you checked out Rebecca's video that she made today?
Nah, I haven't gotten around to seeing the Pope Rebecca Pope's video. I know
Okay.
I've seen Diamond Sharp and a couple other people that covered it, and but
Okay.
I haven't gotten around to watching those Pope. But I
Okay.
do like Rebecca Lynn Pope. A part of what you going back to what you were saying about men, about black men blaming black women. Yeah, that is true. That is true. A lot of black men, um, even myself included, I went through that phase where
Hmm.
um, I blamed black women because I went through relationship, long term relationship with um, my daughter's mother, and
Hmm.
it just all my experience with black women just been negative. Um, but as I got older, you know. Um, not all women, not all black women are like that.
Okay.
It's just like all non-women. The same problems that we have with black women, it's the same problems that go across all the races of women. Period. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You're gonna have to if you date Asian feminists, white women feminists, Puerto Rican feminist, whatever across the board. If you get a hard headed woman, the woman's gonna be, then it doesn't matter what the race. You're gonna have the same problems that you got, with the black women. The problem is with black women is that those are our first those are our first interaction with women. I mean, believe it or not, I mean everybody talking about with the Cynthia G and the Paris Milan, and they talking all this nonsense. Black men, our first attraction is the black women.
Okay.
Black men don't just jump from out the womb and then the first girl we go to, we're going to go to white. That don't happen. All
Hmm.
our first interactions is dating black women, and we go and we go through our relationships with them, and then we have experience. But it's just like, I think more so most of us hit that wall. If you probably take notice that sometimes of most of us hit that wall when we start thinking towards that. If you take notice, most people who make that comment, most of those men who make those comments, it generally hits around when you start getting around late 20s, late 30s. When you get around 20, late 20s, you hit around 30ish. That's when we start being like, well, I don't really like black women. The reason why is because when you're in your 20s, you could date all types of women. You know what I mean? You're not really thinking about settling down because we're still learning
Hmm.
ourselves. And
Right.
our money situation is not straight for us to. Most of us not successful enough, straight enough to settle down with one woman or even think about getting married. If we do, we thinking about getting married. It's like it's on an immature level. We're thinking about love and fairy tale and all that nonsense. But when you get older, you get at 30, around 30s. That's when you get a more stronger understand what life is. You experience things, and you understand what relationship really is and how things supposed to work. You know, then you want something more stable, and then you know. So we go through our 20s dating black women, period, mostly exclusively, and then when you get started 30s, 30ish or something like that, you go through a few bad relationships and say, look, man, I want something like just something calm and you know, and it seemed like these other racist women, they don't give you the same problems. The difference is that most people don't realize is that you do have the same problems, is they just have a different way about doing it.
Hmm.
Where black women are more like straightforward, you know what I mean? We as black people, we're generally more we're generally a more aggressive, more plain spoken, more straightforward type people anyway. Period. And with
Mm-hmm.
black women, you're gonna deal with, if you're dealing with a hard head feminist, you know what I mean. If with a black woman, you're gonna deal with a straight up hard head feminist, and she's gonna be straight up like blah blah blah, want this, want that. But the same delusions that happen with them is the same thing with white women, and you know, and the other race women, but they're more subtle. You know what I'm saying? They do it more finesse or more softer, so you don't notice as much. That's why you see all these white black dudes in dresses with these white girls, and they on TikTok, and they all buck broken. They got, I saw one dude cooning on TikTok. He had wearing face paint because he with this white girl, and I'm like, man, come on, man, what you doing? And but you know, but we just want black women. There are black women. I've been in relationships. I have plenty of good relationships with, you know, sensible, black women. But you just have to find out one who the most important things with a black woman who grew up with a father, a good strong father. That's always a good mark. Every time I would date a girl who had a strong father in life, she was always like, you know, always the relationship was always much better than that. She was always much more even and more rational. Um, come with a strong family. You gotta look for someone with principles. You know, um,
Okay, brother, can I ask you a question? I'm sorry.
sure.
So not to be rude, but you mentioned a woman having I guess, a father in her life. So I just find it interesting. A lot of the men on YouTube are always talking about they want a black woman that has a father. And
Hmm.
we know the single parent situation in the black community. So do you have your father in your life, or do you know a lot of men that don't have their fathers? Because sometimes it seems like it almost comes off as men are saying like, "Oh, this one, my baby mama had a daughter, so I'm going to run out. But if she have a son, I'm gonna stick around." Like I don't understand why women are just looked upon negatively. They can't help if their father not in their life or not. That doesn't mean they're a bad person.
Right. Well, the thing is that well, me personally, with your question, um, me and my father, I didn't grow up with my father.
Hmm.
He was around, but he wasn't really active in my life. He was like I would see him here and there. You know what I mean? And so, but I did was raised by my stepfather,
Okay.
and he was a good, strong role model for me. You know what I mean? And he was basically my father. He raised me up. He was my male role model. Um, as far as like a lot of men, yeah. I mean, the problem with with black men, a lot of them, they don't grow up with their fathers. I mean, because the family's so broken up. Um, half the problem is you know the men that these women are choosing. I mean, you still see it today. I mean, these women are choosing these guys, and you know, um, they don't have their stuff together. They out in the street, nothing, and the thing is, I understand, you know what I mean, the law of attraction. You can't help who you're attracted to. You know what I mean? Women's gonna be attracted to strong, confident men. You know what I mean? They're gonna be strong. They're gonna be attracted to a man they feel protected, they feel safe around. You know what I mean? They're gonna be attracted to a man confident who knows, like, like he gonna deal with whatever problem that comes along. That's what they're gonna be drawn to. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? And you can't help that. You know what I mean? Just like men, we can't help being attracted to who we attracted to. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is it tends to be like these. It's kind of complicated because it tends to be the men they should be picking should be the men who are professional, got their things going. They got this stuff together. They're going somewhere, and those
Hmm.
tend to be the ones they're not attracted to. The problem is sometimes some of the men that are doing that, they don't have a backbone, man. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, some of these dudes, because I mean, and that's because the media, the way they we culture, they teach you, especially like if you got in church, like in church, they teach men to be like meek and humble and and I go to, I'm religious too. I go to, church too, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, but from where I took an understanding that, I just understand, like, listen, I am who I am, I follow God, and 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 I follow God's law, and I have a relationship with Him. But I am who I am. I'm not going to be no, I'm not going to cut up my pull up my backbone, because God wouldn't want that. It's okay to be confident. It's okay to be strong. It's okay to be assertive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with the men, like I said, the men who are doing things, they tend to not be as confident, or they just they seem to be kind of weak, and that's why women are attracted to them. But the problem is the ones who are like who thugging out, and the ones who on the street, those are the ones that the chicks they attracted to. And but but there is also thing is also not everybody who's doing something, everybody's not a pushover either. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not, just because I ain't thugging out, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean that, you're not safe with me. Damn, that don't mean I can't, I'm not gonna protect you. I don't, you know what I mean? Most time, really most of the time, you more safe with me than you will with anybody on the street. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna take care of business, and that's the way it is. It don't matter that what my job or what my profession is or what I know I do. That's
Okay.
just the way it is.
So let's look at Mr. Possible's comments here. He says that lady should have never called Kevin Samuels for advice. She set herself up to be the laughing stock of the internet, and that she strikes him as someone who has been dating Dusties and
Yeah.
have been taking advantage of him. Well, I don't know why she called him. I've seen enough of him to know that it just seems like he finds some way to chop a woman down and that he's intentionally rude. There's one thing, okay, there's such a thing as being straightforward, and then there's just being rude and nasty. He's intentionally rude to the people that call in. He didn't have to talk to her like that. I mean, he was out of pocket. There's nowhere else to put it. He was out of pocket. I don't know if she's been dating Dusty's. I just personally, I feel the whole high value conversation is very ridiculous, and I've had a quote unquote high value man.
Mhm.
So, just because you make a certain amount of money, it doesn't mean you get to treat people a certain kind of way, or, that someone has to look a specific way to get someone that's quote unquote high value. Like his talking points are so, it's just ridiculous. I don't know how men can justify or co-sign a lot of what he's saying. Do you all feel like a woman should look a certain way to have a man that makes six figures or more? Like, elaborate on that.
Well, I mean, Kevin, some of his points I kind of get lost in his delivery. You know what I mean? And I mean, I understand that. I don't understand. I
Mhm.
understand how how some women y'all could take offense to that. You know what I'm saying? That's I understand that, but sometimes sometimes when he gets short with people though, it seems to be out of more frustration, if anything. It's like because he's trying to explain certain things to people, and and it just seems like a lot of these women they seem to like either disregard it or they trying to talk around it or they just trying to ignore. They're not trying to ignore. They're trying to like avoid the point that he's trying to get across. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes he'll talk to them and he'll put a thought out there and he'll just let it sit and he's like waiting for the woman on the phone to like pick up to what he's saying, and then she'll just like step around it and then start talking about something else, or he'll ask a direct question and then she'll just walk around and try to indirect and step around that question to talk about something else. And it seemed like he just knows women. See,
Okay.
a lot of things that he does, it will a lot of stuff a lot of stuff will fly over my head. But it just
Hmm.
seems like he knows women really well,
Okay.
and then he just picks up on the tricks. That's my opinion. That's my
Okay. I do notice some of the women that I have heard. Like one lady, she just seemed like a bird brain. But hey, Couture Bay, if I pronounced it right, Couture Bay. Hello, welcome. Um, so Snackery says she doesn't like pump and dump method or the shaming tactics with some men, but also, hold on, are not what? Kevin is bitter. Yeah, I do think Kevin is bitter. He does come off like a person that's not happy. I get you may be frustrated with the people calling in, but men and women we're different. So just be a little patient because honestly, people come to his program to hear him drag those women up and down YouTube. So he should be more patient with them. And that's another thing. Snackery makes a good point with the pump and dump, like men treating women like that, that's very hurtful. So a lot of the things, you know how, men have their complaints for women, but women been hurt too, just like men have been hurt. So things like pump and dump, and I've never experienced that, but because sometimes I think YouTube is its own virtual reality. And some of these things that discuss here, I don't see in real life. So
opinion.
I'm not sure if that happens or not, but some of the way men treat women, it can be very hurtful. And I like how Rebecca Pope said that women have to heal and also that men have to heal from the things we've experienced, and that ultimately we need each other. Like
Yeah,
all this division and like the swirling, like I try to watch what's her name? Crystalline Cares. I can't. I just feel like she's so negative, and
yeah,
if someone wants to date another race, that's fine. But what about the women, black women that want a black man? There's nothing wrong with a black woman wanting to be the black man. Like, and the
yeah.
MIG trial, the red pill, all this foolishness. It's like, what's the goal?
It's all very toxic nowadays. Like like I said, for me, it's like Cynthia G and the Paris Lines, and
Hmm.
I mean, if when they first started, it seemed like they started off from from a place of um from a place that real concern for positive, and then they
Hmm.
just turned into something negative, and they just went totally toxic, and I think the thing with the pump and dump, you know, culture, I mean, yeah, we talk about that in the real pill
Okay.
about that is I think I mean it just comes from I mean it just comes from a lack of quality. It's going to come off wrong. It's going, you probably not going to like me hear me say it, but it just come from lack of quality women. Just like when women might say it's lack of quality men out here. It's
Hmm.
just mostly most of the women, I mean, just look on IG. I mean, social media really degraded society a lot. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
definitely.
We really are in the dumps as far as the quality of just the quality of people we have some social media. I mean, now you turn on social, use Instagram, you know, every, every woman wants to be, showing her ass, her tits, everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and the culture is very popular, and every girl wants to be, an IG model, whether she can be or not. You know what I mean? That's what she want to be. And nowadays, you got like 50-year-old, 60-year-old grandmas up on there.
That's
It's
true.
crazy. I
Well,
mean, it's
I'll say this, that I know women that are single, never been married, they're beautiful, and they're not on IG. Like, you know, social media doesn't represent all black women, just like social media doesn't represent all black men. So I know I'm an introverted person. I know with like the pandemic, sometimes I wonder, do some of these men get out of the house and live? Because I know a lot of sisters that are single. They never had any children. They want a relationship. They're
yeah,
not on IG. looking for attention. Um, it's
But the problem is like IG is what gives everybody the impression. Yeah, true. Most people are not on IG, and it's just like most rappers. I mean, you would think that everybody, you see a rapper, you think most people who outside the country, or if you don't go around black people, you think everybody thugging and everybody,
hmm
got guns, whatever for black dude, and everybody got their pants down. But that's the impression that you get, and just like with IG, that's what men, that's what we looking at all day on IG and Facebook, and they see that's what girls into, and then we see girls on the street, and the women we dealing with, most time the women we dealing with, that's how they are,
yeah,
because that's what they've seen on IG. I mean, it's hard to find a good quality woman nowadays. I mean, especially nowadays with the pandemic, it's hard to meet anybody. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's just the way it is. But I mean, before that, you know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta find, a girl that's maybe on, college campus or something like that, or, you know, find out, maybe the bookstore, I mean, when there was a lot of bookstores, you got to find a place where people, women with like-minded minds got the same interests as you, try to go meet women there, you know what I
hmm
mean? With similar, you know, mindset as you, you know, um, but the average, you know, woman, or and even the men, I say even the men, I mean, most of us they just not quality, period. I mean, if women can't find a good quality man, men can't find a but it's and so the women go for the thugs, and then
That's funny. So Mr. Possible says a female YouTuber showed a photo of Kevin in which he has a weird hairline. He's penciling in his hairline. Perhaps. I mean,
yeah,
who
probably.
cares? But I mean, I wouldn't judge him for that. I love my hair. I imagine if I was a man, if I were losing my hair, I would do what I can to keep it.
Mm.
And Mr. Possible also says men who have trouble getting women can become resentful. It's almost as if they're saying you deserve what you get for dating men like that and rejecting nice guys like me. That's interesting, Mr. Possible.
And the problem, a lot of men, they don't want to put in the work for them. Right now with this pandemic, every man should be working right now to improve themselves, to give the women that they actually want,
Mm-hmm.
give them what they're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Right now in the pandemic, what you going to do? You can't socialize. You can't go out party. I mean, if you
Yeah.
do, you're crazy. But I mean, I know you can still. But if you do, you're crazy.
Do you mind? Where are you located in the country?
I'm in Philadelphia.
Okay, okay. So I'm in the DMV area. So I've heard someone else from Philadelphia say, is it true that women there are very unapproachable?
Uh, I don't know. It depends. I mean, generally not me. I mean, I
Okay.
guess that would depend on the dude. I mean now. I mean, I'm not doing much approaching now, but
hmm
I mean, I've never really had a problem. You know.
Okay. Okay. So it just depends on the person. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess depending on the person. I mean, if you just, I guess depend on the woman. You know what I mean? Sometimes women aren't. I mean, I've had bad interactions with women. Sometimes women, they just not into you for whatever reason. They not into you. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mhm.
they could be in a bad whatever's going on with them. They're just going, But I mean,
Yeah, I
why
get it.
you ain't gonna kill yourself over it?
Yeah, I
Come
understand.
on. Mm.
But where do you all get that women dating thugs though? Who's dating thugs?
I mean, with black women, yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Yeah, I think these guys are coming out of jail and they just moving them in the house, and I mean, that's that's just it's just but I mean, you could eliminate that a lot of times because generally, a lot of times you could tell the type of generally there's markers you could tell the type of chick that's into those type things. So
hmm
you could kind of tell. You'd be like, I mean, I don't really deal with no chicks like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I mean, I like, women that's, you know, more my speed. You know what I mean? That
Okay.
quality women. But you know,
Mr. Possible, are you in Philly too? Well, thugs always get women because thugs have, I guess they have charisma.
yeah,
But do you men think you're looking for perfection? Because sometimes I think some of you all men want a perfect woman that does not exist. No one is perfect. So where are you, Mr. Possible? What is your experience like? Philly's an interesting city.
yeah, Philly's cool. You know.
Yeah.
Where you say you from? You from?
I live in the DMV area, DC.
Oh, DC. Oh, DC. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. DC's a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty high value men here. Snackery got her husband already. Okay, you're in New York. All right. Well, yeah, I just really made this to just talk about Rebecca's response. I thought it was very interesting. I think all the women especially should listen to her because the men on these YouTube streets can be very brutal. Not all of them. There are men that I like. Like I love Ron Wills. I believe he's balanced. Even when he corrects women, he doesn't do it in a way like you broads and bitches. Um, he doesn't speak to women like that. What do you think about Tony Gaskins? You ever watched him before?
Nah, never heard. Never
Okay.
heard.
He's like a relationship coach. I know you know Derek Jackson, right?
Yeah, I don't watch that guy. He's charlatan. I don't watch him. I mean, he lies to women, man. That's not. He does more harm than good. I mean,
Yeah.
Kevin actually I actually let my daughter watch some of Kevin's stuff.
Oh, really? What
Yeah,
did she think of
but
it?
she's only 10 years old though. You
Okay.
know, but I'm trying to get her ready because I want her, to
Hmm.
find a husband. And
Right.
her mother, she's like a hard-headed feminist. But I don't. But my daughter, she's really smart, and she already kind of see the results from that. You know what I mean? From not just her, and the other, her aunts and so she kind of already sees a lot. But I'm trying to get her ready.
Mhm.
Because she's 'cause when she looks for a husband, she knows to look for what type of man to look for. I don't want her to make a mistake and settle
Yeah.
for the wrong man. Because that's
Yeah. I definitely get that as a parent. But I'm sure you're raising her right. She'll make good decisions. She's not perfect, but she will make good decisions. Snackeries also made a point. She said that all black women are not like that. And she said she's had her heart broken in the past, but didn't make her bitter. And I read this book. It said that men love really hard, and I'm assuming that's why a lot of men come off in this space bitter. Perhaps they've had their heart broken. We're sorry that happened, but I think shouldn't there come a point where we like, okay, I want to heal from this. I want to move forward. I want to meet. Like no human is perfect, especially black people. We've had what our people have been
yeah.
through. So why can't we come together, say, what, you're not perfect, I'm not perfect, but let's get together, try to love each other, try to meet each other's needs, not all this differing and high value this and you hit the wall. Cause like some of these men, really like Solo TV 84, a prime example. He's always talking about somebody hit the wall. Has he looked in the mirror lately? Like, does he not own a mirror in his house? And I mean, it's like, dude, what is your deal? No one is perfect. The average size woman, I think, is like size 12 to 14. So, and like Snackery says, we love black men. Black men are the most attractive men on the planet. Black people, period. But all this negativity is so
I,
sad.
I think what it is, I think a lot of the problems that come from, um, I think a lot of problems that come from the media, why it's such a disconnect, is because the media, and it's mostly like, and I'm be keep 100. It's mostly the white media, and it's the white media, the feminists. The white culture seem like they almost got like a unisex type of culture and everything,
Mhm.
whereas like the men are kind of feminine and the women are, they real feminine. It's weird, but uh, I think what the which what's the good thing about the red pill thing that's with the media coming out now is that we had to understand that men and women we love differently. You know what I'm saying? And that's we're starting to understand the differences between each other. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Women look for certain things. Women love differently than men. Men, how we view our women when we're in love, we view our women like our daughters.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how we feel them. Men love hard. Women don't love as hard. And women don't love. They love differently than men.
Right. Right.
Men, it's like 100%. It's like,
Mhm.
100 miles an hour type hard love. That's when we love. When we say we love somebody, when we love somebody, that's how
Mhm.
it is. That's why men, they tend, when masculine man, he tends to, a man will die for his family. He'll die for protect his children. You know what I mean? That's because, his whole purpose of living, and that's the way we're made, is to protect those that we love. You know what I'm saying? To protect
Mhm.
that's what we were made, protect our women, protect our children. Well, women love men for a purpose. And that's the thing. Women love men. They love the way he make you feel. They love a man for a purpose. They love a man for the protection he provides. They love a man for the resources. They love a man for putting a roof over her head, clothes on her back, to keep her protected, keeping her healthy. That's what she love a man for. And she love a man because he makes her feel safe. He makes her feel, feminine like a woman, so she can feel,
Mhm.
soft, so she can, relax. You know what I mean? That's why women love it. See, women loves a man for a reason. Men will love a woman because of who she is to him. And that's the difference.
Oh, wow.
And I think now we're starting to understand it. And that's why, and like I said, and it kind of bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back with the Kevin. That's what he's trying to say. He's trying to, but he just comes off harsh. He just comes off harsh and nasty. A lot of red pill, that's what they're trying to do, but a lot of them don't say it differently. Some of them are kind of bitter. Some of them are kind of from a had relationship. I'm not going to say I'm I got some bitterness in myself from my past relationships. I'm not going to lie about that. I mean, that
Mhm.
scars you when you go through. Like I said, the way we love, the women that I've loved. You know what I mean? The ones that I fell in love with. The way I loved them, and then to have our relationship fall apart. You know what I'm saying? That always leaves a scar on you. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
always leaves you with, you always, it's always in the back of your head when you get with the next woman, especially when you start having feelings like that. You know what I'm saying? When you start thinking you're going to invest in her to say, all right, I'm going to take care of her, I'm going to, take care of her, I'm going to love her like my daughter, then that's a big investment. That's, you need, then that's in the back of your mind. You start thinking about those past scars. And then even it might even be a woman that's actually worthy of that. You're always going to think about their past scars, and you're going to see things in her that say, "Hey, wait a minute, she has this quality and she has that quality, and because of that, maybe I shouldn't invest in that because of those things." Where normally before you had those things, like say in your 20s, you wouldn't even have thought about that because you hadn't had those experiences yet. You wouldn't have had those scars yet. But
Mhm.
now in your 30s, especially you get your 40s, now it's like, wait a minute, you know what I mean? You got a second, three, you got to really, because now you're like late in life, and you got to really calculate and really assess that to see, is this person worthy to taking responsibility for? Like I said, men, we're responsible for her. And if I be responsible for her, you know, where is she going to take me? Is she going to, what type of harm can she do? You know what I'm saying? If I take responsibility for her, is she going to go spend all the rent money because is she going to, spend all the money just because she felt like to do it? I mean, she's sweet today, then, but what about tomorrow? What if she run to an ex-boyfriend and, out the blue, you know what I mean? And then she comes back to me and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Can you forgive me?" Come on, man. I'm like, we gotta think about things like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. So Mr. Possible, we have some conversations going on in chat. Mr. Possible was saying basically, let me scroll back up. Black women can be combative and argumentative. Okay. Um, and that, what else here? Divorce rates are through the roof. So do men and women really love each other? Yeah, I think they do. Let's see. Also, Snackery says, let's see, put up here with a six-figure high-value man. He took me forever. He's gentle, firm, hard worker. He's a good dad. He don't like Kevin though. I personally don't. Girl, you on the phone? You be typing fast. I think you think Kevin's mean. He is mean. He looks mean. He kind of, you know what Kevin looks like? He looks like, y'all remember Proud Family, the grandma on Proud Family.
Mm.
Kevin looks like the grandma on Proud Family. So he look like he's just always sucking on a lemon, just sour. And Snackery says, I'm with a six-figure high-value man. He is not bitter. This high-value man stuff just be cracking me up. He's not bitter. He's a good dad. He doesn't like Kevin. Yeah, he is. I think he's mean. I think he's is mean and just unnecessarily mean. Like, but people love it. He's like the Black Jerry Springer or something. So
Mm.
you saying it took you forever to meet a man that like you have right now? And would Kevin be playing that whip? Kevin looks like Ricky Smiley character Daryl. Yeah, funny that. Yeah, he always remind me of the Grandma and Proud family though. Men can be in the danger too. Is Kevin the danger zone? His mean ass. He is so mean. Just mean and nasty. To me, he looked like broke down funeral director too. So I just like just sitting up there. But hey, he has a large platform. Can't knock him for that. People tune in for that. Tune in to see what he's gonna say. So I guess that's cool.
Oh,
But
you ever call his show?
no, I would not call that show.
Oh, you should.
He gonna find a reason to drag me. So mm-mm. He if he won't, it's some man. I might post a video about this guy. He told me he wants to go viral. He's so ugly, so I may make a video on him tomorrow. He wants to get married a third time. Why do you doubt it, Mister Possible? To me, it sounds like what you were saying, I Bramble Bush, when you going on about relationships. It just seems like we both have been hurt, like men and women, we've been hurt. And I like to describe it as like I may stick my pinky toe in the pool, it's cold. I don't, it's like we just scared to, experience that pain again. Do you think of it like that?
Yeah, but I ain't. I'm not scared. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
just older and wiser. That's all now. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, I mean, it's risky. I mean, it is risky. It's risky. Um, I mean, when you're talking about long term relationships, wise,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're saying, um, for just like like they say, with the pump and dump. I don't know. I don't really necessarily agree with that. The pump and dump. I don't think that's necessarily healthy. You know,
Hmm.
just sleeping around like indiscriminately. That's not. I don't think that's. I don't think that's. I just don't think that's healthy. Not medically or spiritually or mentally. But I mean, I think you should. But that's me personally. For
Hmm.
somebody else that might work for them, that's fine. But that's not really me. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, when if you're gonna find somebody, now you can be in a long term relationship with somebody and not really emotionally invest in that person. That's possible. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've been in that situation, but but ultimately as a human beings, we all want to find that one person that that we can, especially when you get older, that we could depend on, we can rely on. And when I say rely on, I mean that they're going to be the same person in year one. They're going to be the same person year 10 that they are in year one. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's what they're not going to change on you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the risk, because nowadays, women, they change their mind all the time. With men, we tend to stay, you know, we tend to stay the same way. But with women, y'all tend to change your mind, and y'all always going through these different changes, and personality. And then, like I said, with all the social media around, with online dating and everything, women just got more options. You know what I mean? Before, they didn't have as many options. You had to meet face to face for everything. Where nowadays you got with IG and everything. With men always like in your inbox, and you know you can always connect. You know what I mean, with another man. So so for a man, uh, it's let's say a man like myself is always going to be weary, is always going to be skeptical if I decide I'm going to invest myself in a person for long term, because I'm taking you in my life. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's like I'm writing you in my life, and that's going to affect a whole other things, and I got a lot of things going on. You know, I don't need somebody coming in there and just you know wrecking my whole life apart. you know, I rather let you just, I only let people in that, that I could trust. You know what I'm saying? So, it's hard relationships nowadays. It's just hard. But you shouldn't be scared though. I mean, but just be cautious. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Now, I did hear one good thing from Kevin once. He said, I'm going to paraphrase, but basically, he was basically saying that women are scared. And of course, females are not really socialized to take a lot of risks. Like I noticed,
Right.
like the little boys, they can jump off the roof, they can be Superman, they get out of cool toys. Where female children are raised differently, so we're not really brought up to be risk takers. But he made a good point. He said that think about what could happen if it works out. So I'm like, wow, that was really deep, Kevin. So that was a good point. But yeah, I don't know. I think we should probably wrap this up. This has definitely been fun.
Yeah,
I
it's
have to get
good.
up early. We should definitely do this again. It was fun. I really enjoyed hearing your perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Um,
thanks.
Thanks everyone for stopping by. Uh-oh, hold on. Let's see. It said Dawn Robertson of In Vogue was married to a dude who cheated on her in the worst way. What was the worst way? I remember In Vogue. And Kevin's always talking about women in the danger zone. Like people can meet at any age. It's because you certain age don't mean you can't meet a life partner.
Mm,
I would think it it would be easier for people. Well, I guess we could have more baggage, but 30s and up, you would think it would be easier that we wouldn't be playing games, and at least that's how I look at it.
Yeah, mm, it depends.
He had 3 children outside of marriage and slept with her countless. That's ridiculous. Oh goodness, that's crazy. That's crazy. But you were saying how women change. And like the feminine, we flow just like water. We always evolving, which I think is a good thing if you evolving positively, if you're seeking to grow in a good way.
Yeah, it depends. But how many
Mhm.
times been positive? I mean, sometimes, yeah. I mean, women do change, and sometimes positive, but most times it's not.
Oh. But that's interesting. So it's like it seems like okay, there's a couple women change, and then a lot of times we get with a man, we want him to change, but men are pretty much who they are.
Right,
Not saying men don't evolve, but for the most part, they are who they are.
right.
Good night, Mr. Possible. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you, Snackery. Girl, that name Snackery 420. I Bramblebush. I think Couture Base stopped by. So thanks everyone for stopping by. This was really fun. We should do this more often.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
because sometimes going back and forth in the comments is easier just to hop on and just talk it out. So since we're over an hour, I'm going to just go ahead and end this. I hope you all have a great night. And if you check out Rebecca's video, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. You can leave them in the comments. I Bramblebush if you do check it out.
All right, we'll do.
All right. Well, good night, everyone.